Youth View. The Alameda County Fairgrounds is a 267-acre facility located in Pleasanton, with the oldest one-mile racetrack in the United States, built in 1858.
Although many of us just know it for being one of the top 50 fairs in the U.S., there is an average of 300 other events that take place each year at the fairgrounds. There is also a 3,000-seat amphitheater, as well as a 9-hole golf course located within the track's infield.
On November 5th, 2014, Dr. Richard Sealana was elected president of the Alameda County Fair Board. Dr. Sealana has served on the Alameda County Fair Board of Directors for 10 years. Welcome, Dr. Sealana. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Please give us a brief description of your duties as president of California's most awarded fairgrounds.
Well, we're very proud to be one of the top 50 fairgrounds in the nation, and perhaps the third most successful fairgrounds in the state of California. The Alameda County Fair Association is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation that runs the fairgrounds on behalf of the County of Alameda. And as president, I oversee a board of 26 members, very distinguished men and women from the community, from government, from business, from agriculture, who set policy and establish rules for operation of the fairgrounds throughout the year. We are really emphasizing a year-round venue and hope at one time in the future to be good, strong competitors with the likes of the Moscone Center in San Francisco. But for the time being, we're really happy just to do a good job at providing the County of Alameda a good venue where families and businesses can enjoy the fair and the fairgrounds and conduct business.
How do you choose such great musical acts for the fair each year?
Well, we're very fortunate to have an excellent and a very professional staff. Our current CEO, Jerome Hoban, we stole away from the Orange County Fair last year. Actually, a year before last now. It's already been a year. But in order to select acts for the professional side, we have a professional booking agent. And that's a person who looks at the market, who looks at the fair circuit, and then takes a look at the criteria that we, the board of directors, have set forth in terms of the types of acts we want. So, for example, we try to mix it up. We have a little bit of country music. We have some Christian. We have some Hispanic. So we try to blend the different interests of the constituents of Alameda County and come up with good acts. So we provide that general direction to our staff. They, in turn, provide it to the professional booking agent, and that team then looks around for the available acts. Of course, we have to consider the budget. We have a budget that we provide, and that's on the professional side. But if you've come to the fair, you know, of course, we have really many different levels of entertainment. So that in addition to the professional side, we have secondary stages throughout the fairgrounds. We have yet another team that works on booking those acts, something that would be of interest to people as they wander through the fairgrounds, something that they would enjoy listening to as they are having fun doing other things. And then, of course, one of my favorites are the amateur acts, and these are folks who come to the fair and just want to perform. And they're up-and-coming amateurs, and many years we've seen them grow and end up being professional.
I know I always enjoy the acts.
I saw Zendaya and the Beach Boys there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You are Superintendent of Public Works for Union City. How do you use your doctoral degree in organization and leadership for that position?
Well, the position of superintendent for the city of Union City is a bureaucratic position, and it's responsible for maintaining city facilities. At the University of San Francisco, where I received my doctorate in leadership studies, the emphasis is on the notion of shared leadership. And so I really try to impose a concept of shared leadership throughout the organization. That means that whether you're an entry-level employee or you're a high-level person in government, that you have shared leadership responsibilities, and everyone takes that kind of individual responsibility with the organization. Other than that, my duties are pretty routine in terms of maintaining the city's infrastructure and handling emergency management.
You are also a court-appointed special advocate. What does that mean, and what do you do?
Well, here in Alameda County, as throughout the nation, we deal with a lot of foster youth, children who, for one reason or another, have been taken out of a normal, or what we might consider a normal or a traditional family environment, for an assortment of reasons. The court has identified certain foster youth, and there are many, many, many foster youth, but a small percentage of them are afforded the opportunity to have what's called a court-appointed special advocate. And that is a person who's been trained and who is passionate about helping a youth overcome some of the burdens associated with the transition from a traditional family to not having a family. So that activity involves being an advocate for the child. So in the case of foster children, you have many attorneys involved, you have social workers involved, you have eligibility workers involved, a lot of people that the foster youth come in contact with. But they're always temporary type of arrangements. And what we know is important for children is to have a stability. So the court-appointed special advocate is a specialized person who comes into the child's life and remains constant throughout a period of time, perhaps until the child becomes emancipated, turns 18, or moves on into the military or something of that sort. So it's really to provide stability and to report to the court on the progress of the child during their stay in foster care.
So during a period of time, would you only be helping one child, or would there be several that you'd be helping?
In most cases, the court-appointed special advocate works just with one child. In a few instances where there's perhaps siblings both having been removed from their family situation, a court-appointed advocate, or a CASA we call them, would work with both.
You seem to be very diversified in your education and the positions you hold. What advice could you give the young students about to enter college who might mentor your life?
Well, of course, in reality, we all need jobs. We all need to provide for our families and to develop careers. So yes, we start by getting a good, solid, basic education. And I am a strong advocate in continuing education. And that means well into your 80s and 90s, perhaps. But I would say you start with a basic education, and then as you progress in your career, you look for those areas that give you motivation and that you become passionate about. That's really important. So I'm trying to balance that, because on one hand, it's not just about chasing your dream. That's important, but of course, reality kicks in, and you have to have a job, and you need the education. But it's also about finding something that you really enjoy and that you're good at. And that changes every year, as we do.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to be here with us. Now let's go to Kai, who has an interview with another interesting guest from our community.